Coming up on Vegas Nation Blitz.
I think this team is hungry to really prove what we did in the last 9 games, especially that last month, wasn't a fluke.
Antonio Pierce begins his first full season at the helm of the Silver and Black, eager to prove the doubters wrong with a new QB under center. Before the team heads to Los Angeles, let's get you primed on week 1 of the season. Vegas Nation Blitz starts right now.
Powered by the Las Vegas Review-Journal, this is Vegas Nation Blitz. Presented by D&R House of Diamonds, making luxury affordable. Located in the One Summerlin building in downtown Summerlin.
Welcome back to another season of Vegas Nation Blitz. I'm your host, Dominic Lavoie, taking you through all the happenings before the Raiders season gets going out in the City of Angels. Now getting right into things, it's a big year for the Silver and Black. Antonio Pierce officially at the helm as head coach for the Raiders. They also have a new quarterback under center in Gardner Minshew, and there's a lot of eyes on some key players this year. Wait a minute. Let me stop giving everything away. Let's send things over to Vincent Bonsignore for our top stories.
I think what the Raiders have done with Brock Bowers since the foot injury was just be really careful with him. This is a guy that's going to be a big focal point of their offense, and I don't think that they wanted to jeopardize any of his possibility of being out there in the season opener by bringing him back before they needed to bring him back. Jackson Powers-Johnson has been ramping up. He missed a lot of time, a ton of the grinding that players normally go through during training camp, which is doubly important for a rookie player. It feels a little ambitious for Jackson Powers-Johnson to be out there on Sunday. So the Raiders, I feel like, can bring their rookies along a lot at a more moderate pace and get them on the field when they're truly ready. Now, in Brock Bowers' case and Jackson Powers-Johnson's case, it's really just health right now. And more specifically for Jackson Powers-Johnson, is he ready to start a season after missing so much of training camp? That'll come and that'll occur. But even in those kind of situations, they don't have to rush players on the field as opposed to years past. So in that regard, I think even Antonio Pierce would say he catches a little bit of a break because past coaches have had to push rookies probably beyond their where they were at that particular time in terms of starting seasons before they were really ready to start seasons.
Thank you, Vinny. Now, we know the Raiders champion their alumni from every era of the Silver and Black. Now with Vegas Nation exclusives, Heidi Fang takes you behind the scenes with the Raiders in one-on-one interviews with alumni Howie Long, James Lofton, and Greg Townsend as they share their thoughts on Antonio Pierce's first season as head coach.
Thanks, Dom. Doing things the Raider way is often heard, but what does it mean? During an alumni event, Howie Long, Greg Townsend, and James Lofton spoke on what that means as we head into Antonio Pierce's first full year as a head coach and what their first impressions are of him.
It is a little crazy because when you look at the National Football League, a lot of guys are coming up through the quarterback coaching ranks, offensive coordinators, and you get defensive coaches and they have a different edginess about them. And Antonio Pierce has a hit first, ask questions later. And I think that's the image that the Raiders love to have to play. Sure, you need a lot of offense, but having a great defensive coach, I think, is always a bonus.
The guy that's in the front of the room throughout the course of the week and the guy that's in the room as important on Sunday morning, that is giving you the last message and kind of sets the agenda, the personality, I think the mindset of the football team. People talk about X's and O's, and X's and O's are great, but if you're not emotionally invested in what the team is doing. Being great on Sunday is not about Sunday. It's about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's showing up and being great every day.
I'm so excited about Antonio Pierce being the head coach now because he's bringing back the old Raider way, the way we used to play. And that way was just playing reckless and abandoned without caring about a mistake, just making a hard mistake, so to speak. So I'm excited about this year.
Thank you very much for that, Heidi. Now, everyone, we have to take a quick break, but stay with us. There's more Vegas Nation coming right at you.
D&R House of Diamonds is Las Vegas's elite private office jeweler, the perfect bridge between internet pricing and a traditional brick-and-mortar jewelry store. We specialize in loose diamonds, natural and lab-grown, engagement rings, fashion jewelry, custom design, and jewelry repairs. We operate by appointment in our beautiful offices in the One Summerlin building, downtown Summerlin. Our great relationships with the world's largest diamond wholesalers and our low overhead saves you hundreds, if not thousands, on your purchase.
Welcome back to Vegas Nation Blitz. Now, many of you have seen in the preseason and probably on social media, the NFL's got some new kickoff rules. They're definitely a bit weird on the eyes at first glance, but just like everything in life, you'll probably end up getting used to them. Now, before we see him in regular season action at SoFi Stadium on Sunday, Adam Hill shares his thoughts.
Hey, it's Adam Hill, and it's time for your fast takes, and we'll start right at the beginning of the game, the kickoffs. It's going to be a wild ride this year, a whole lot to unpack for people. If you haven't been paying attention, the league has changed the kickoff format because nobody returned kicks anymore. An all-time low number of kicks were returned last year. The league doesn't like that. It's an irrelevant play. So they're trying to jumpstart the kicking game by changing the rules. They're penalizing teams that kick it short, penalizing teams that kick it long. They want you to kick it to the landing zone and have teams return the ball. Will they? We will find out. In the preseason, started around 82% return rate week 1, down to 74%, and then down to 57%. Nobody's really messing with it because the starting field position was around the 28-yard line. It's not worth kicking it deep. We'll see how teams handle it during the season.
Now, the last time the Chargers and Raiders met, yeah, it was quite the game. Last December, these two went head-to-head in Allegiant Stadium, and the Raiders absolutely dismantled the Bolts 63-21. Now, second-string quarterback Aiden O'Connell ended up tossing the rock for 248 yards and 4 touchdowns. But in this one, the defense really ate down, forcing the Chargers to cough up the ball plenty of times for a grand total of 5 fumbles on the night, and they only recovered 1 of them. Also, the play seen around the country, Jack Jones's pick 6, a ridiculous one-handed behind-the-back grab that he walked back 16 yards to the crib. Now, franchise record for points, nearly tying the most points put up by a single team in a game that season, falling 1 score short of the Miami Dolphins' 70 spot put up earlier that year in South Florida. Now, last year, these two teams split the season series 1-1, each grabbing a win on their home turf, and now the Raiders have a chance to make it 2 wins in a row against their division rival just 4 hours away. Now, before we let you go, we're in Vegas, right? The famous betting capital of the world? Yeah, so one bettor is placing a bunch of money on the silver and black. Now, how much? $31,000. That's the cash wagered on the Raiders to win the Super Bowl this year. That bet was made at 80-1 odds at the Caesars Sportsbook for, get this, a $2.5 million payout. Now, the line did end up moving after this bet was made. The silver and black now have plus 15,000 odds to win the Lombardi Trophy in February at BetMGM, with plus 6,600 odds to win the AFC Championship game and plus 1,100 odds to win the AFC West Division title. Now their odds also sit at plus 300 to even make the playoffs this season. Some big money on the line there for the silver and black for this upcoming NFL year, but that will do it for this season's first edition of Vegas Nation Blitz. Make sure to stay connected with us on social media and the web to get all the updates you need until we come back here for Vegas Nation Game Day on Saturday. Thank you all for kicking it with me, and I'll see you next time.
Powered by the Las Vegas Review-Journal, this is Vegas Nation Blitz. Presented by D&R House of Diamonds, making luxury affordable. Located in the One Summerlin building in downtown Summerlin.